A lot of his childhood was spent on the farm, and he knew about the crops and the rotation of crops and the harvesting of the crops. So he had a good background, a good farmer's background.
Sue Gentry has been a reporter for the Independence Examiner for 69 years and was an early supporter of Truman when he was the county judge.
A good man was in the courthouse. A young Marine could use him for a role model.
His parents played a large role in making him a good man by instilling him with solid American values.
Well, I think they were strict with him, and he knew discipline, which was very important. He knew that millions of Americans had the same problem he did. He knew what his parents could afford to give him and what they couldn't, which was out of reach for the family.
And Truman was no stranger to hard work. His first job was at Clinton's drugstore.
He dusted all the bottles, washed the windows, did all that sort of thing. And he tells a story in there about, he said, time he would dust all the bottles and wash the windows and sweep the floors and everything, it was time to start all over again.
Military service in World War I as an artillery officer helped build and strengthen his character.
Harry Truman went to Paris, and he never went back to the farm.
Today, the town is just as proud of the 33rd president and the aircraft carrier named for him.
The hometown people they set up a fund to buy amenities for the ship outside of what it cost the government to build it. Nearly $60,000 has been subscribed. I think that shows what independence thinks of Mr. Truman.
President Truman was the first president to carry the power of the United States of America into the world in peacetime.
But he was more than just a commander-in-chief. His humble beginnings gave him true insight into being a serviceman.
One thing is they should know right away is that Harry Truman is one of them. And if he were alive today, he'd be very likely be standing there with them, serving on the ship or doing something else very much like that.
Deeply committed to making American principles of democracy worldwide concepts, Truman reinforced goals that are still American policy today.
If we falter in our leadership, we may endanger the peace of the world.
President Truman believed that the purpose of the military was to maintain peace in the world, and where it didn't exist, to bring peace to the world. And we have to go out in the world and keep it peaceful. And he would be very proud that the USS Harry S. Truman had that mission.